What is going on with the Land Rover Defender market? Prices are currently at an all-time low. You can now buy one of these cars for just £30,000. Recently, these cars have absolutely crashed in price. As you can see, we've got the 90 and the 110 now listed for as cheap as £30,000. New, these cars are between £70,000 and £80,000 depending on spec. As you can see, we've got the 90 and the 110 now close to below the £30,000 mark, which is crazy considering at the peak of 2020 and 2021, these cars were selling at over list. Today, we're going to take an overview through the market. If you're new here, make sure to hit me a follow over on Instagram and also TikTok as well. I post daily car market content around the UK, different prices and different updates. So yeah, make sure to get me over on those, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, which we are now posting bi-weekly on, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and also leave a comment down below as to what car you want to see next. So we're going to do a market overview of the Defender. These have dropped a lot recently, especially with things like the lease deals, the VAT registration for the hard tops, which makes them essentially classed as vans, making them a lot cheaper in the UK market. £30,000, you're looking at a high mileage car. For a decent one, you're looking at around between £37,000 and £39,000. As you can see, we've got an urban Defender there, 85,000 miles in grey, and then we've got this one here, which is 53,000 miles. It's a hard top in a decent spec with a 3-litre D250, and you can see this car is up for around £38,000 with relatively low mileage. In terms of list prices, for a top spec or higher spec HSE vehicle, you're looking at around 75k without options, so I would say around the £80,000 mark spec. And for a more base option, an S, you're looking at around 60 to £70,000, as you can see there. So this car has roughly halved in value in around 2.5 years. So crazy depreciation on that Defender 90. Not only the 90, but also the 110 as well. £30,000 with 90,000 miles. That car's got a few options as well. List price on that car, I estimate, would be around the £70,000 mark. So again, that car in the sort of 5 years it's been owned has lost a big chunk of money, around 60 to 70%. But not only that, we've also got some of the newer cars as well, which have dropped massively. So you can see there, similar to the 90, we've got examples with around 50 to 60,000 miles selling for around £36,000. A lot of these cars will be urban as well. That will be a big differentiator. Urban seem to have a monopoly on the market, with a lot of cars being sold with those kits on. So this is a decent example which I would recommend going for. I reckon if you are going to buy one, I would look to get one with around 40 to 60,000 miles, nothing above 90,000, as personally I think they would come with a lot of issues. So I'd spend something close to 37k on something like this, as you can see it there. We're additionally going to have a look at some of the newer cars. Again, the bottom of the market seems to be great value. A Defender for around £38,000, great value. Next, we're going to look at some of the newer cars to see how much they're depreciating. So we're going to look at some 23 plates. Bearing in mind the list price, 60 to sort of £80,000 depending on the exact spec. You can pick up a 23 plate with relatively low mileage for around £50,000. So that car there has lost 20 to 30k in the 2 to 3 years it's been on the road. And additionally, we've got some higher specs as well. X-Dynamic SE around 50,000, and as high spec HSE, which new would have been in the region of 80 to £85,000, up for 61k there. Do bear in mind some of these cars will be including VAT, so the vans you can often sometimes get them excluding VAT, but here we've also got a brand new car reduced by a couple of grand. Let's take a look at some of the other discounts that Land Rover are doing with the Defender. I've seen discounts of up to £10,000 on the cars. So as you can see, we've got brand new 2025 cars, £60,000. That car list would be closer to 70. So again, they're doing around £10,000 to £15,000 off the list price. And if we have a look at some of these sort of X-Dynamic HSE cars, we can see here that those are going again around about the sort of £10,000 to £5,000 off list price. Next up, we'll take a look at some of the Defender 90s again, and we'll also take a look at the Octas. If you are enjoying this video, do give the video a like, subscribe, and also leave a comment down below, as it does help the video. If you could also hype the video, that would be much appreciated as well. And as mentioned, I post regularly over on Instagram and TikTok more frequent content around the UK car market. So next up then, we're going to take a look at some of the newer cars. So we're going to have a look at some 25 plates. Again, big discounts on some of these, more so than the 110. You can see there, 25 plate cars listed £55,000. That car has lost in the region of around the sort of £15,000 mark. So again, big drops in these cars, major depreciation, especially considering they were over list a few years ago. And finally, we're also going to take a look at the Octas. These cars, in terms of list price, you're looking at around the 160k mark. We've currently got them listed at between 30 and 40,000 pound below list. As you can see, 127k on that Octa there, and some of the newer cars, as you can see, 150 between sort of 10 and 30,000 pound off list, which is crazy. I do feel like these are following things like the Range Rover SV, the Range Rover Sport SV, in terms of massive depreciation. Although Land Rover did think that this was going to be a well-selling product, it was going to be something that's a bit rarer. We have seen these cars depreciate massively, as with the Land Rover products. It is going to be interesting to see what they do with things like the electric Range Rover in the future, and that is one to definitely keep an eye out for. We're also going to have a look at the Defender 90 Octa, and also the 130 briefly as well. So again, I think the Octa is only for the 110 currently. Yeah, so they might be releasing this as a the 90 as a Octa edition, but we're yet to see that at the moment. For now, we'll take a quick look at some of the higher specs. We'll take a look at the V8 Defender. Again, in terms of list price on the V8 Defender, you're looking at sort of so the Octa then 148k list, and those are up for around 120 on the used market. And in terms of the 110 with the V8, I reckon you're looking at around the sort of probably about £90,000 roughly. I don't think these are still available to order, but yeah, around the 90k mark list for these cars then, and the cheapest ones on the market currently on a 21 plate, £65,000, 23 plate, £68,000. So again, those cars have lost in the region of about £30,000 since new. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Even the V8 Carpathian editions, again, previously overlist cars, have dropped massively, and also, as you saw there, the Octas list on those cars is around 150k, and those have dropped massively as well. And finally, we'll take a quick look at the 130 market, so the Defender 130 market. Those again have dropped massively. And in terms of the value of those cars, I think they are a great point in the market, around £70,000. And in terms of the list price on a 130, we'll have a quick look on the Land Rover configurator then. We are looking at in the region of, let's have a quick look here. Here we go. Vehicles, Defender 130. So around £84,000 list, as you can see there. And we are getting them around about £70,000 with a few thousand miles. So again, around a £15,000 to £20,000 drop on those Defender 130s. Again, a great family car, but something, as with many of the Land Rover products, that we are seeing depreciate massively. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That is pretty crazy that you can now get a Defender 2020 plate for around £30,000. Are they going to drop below the sort of £30,000 mark towards 25k? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Would you buy one for around £30,000 to £40,000? Personally, great value of that money. Looks like a baby G-Wagon, and personally, I think it's great value. Let me know your thoughts. As mentioned, like, share and comment on the video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.